People hear that you can change a Medicare supplement anytime, but what they don't hear is how the rules actually work. Some situations let you switch with no questions. Others require underwriting, and that part catches people off guard every time. Today, I'm going to walk you through how Medigap switching really works, when health questions apply, when they don't, and why the rules vary depending on where you live. This gives you a clear way to understand what is possible and what isn't. If you like learning how Medicare works, make sure to subscribe. And if you want a simple worksheet to follow along, the link to the free Medicare Starter Kit is in the description. You can apply to change a Medicare supplement anytime during the year. There is no annual enrollment period for Medigap. But the part people don't hear is that switching usually involves underwriting. That means the company will review your health history before approving the change. And guaranteed issue rights do exist, but they're specific, limited, and tied to certain qualifying events. Most people don't fall into those situations by default, and state rules make everything even more confusing. Some states make switching easier, some follow strict guidelines. Let me explain what underwriting actually means. When you apply to switch Medigap plans, underwriting means the company reviews your health history. They look at conditions like COPD, heart issues, recent surgeries, and hospitalizations. Some states allow more flexibility, others follow strict underwriting guidelines. I've worked with people who wanted to move from a Plan F to a Plan G. In one case, someone with COPD was declined because of the condition. In a different state, a similar case led to a rate up instead of a decline. Both situations were based on their underwriting rules. One important note: your current plan stays the same no matter what happens in underwriting. It cannot be canceled or changed because you apply. Nothing moves unless you choose to switch after approval. Now, there are situations where health questions don't apply. Guaranteed issue applies when you lose certain types of coverage, move out of a Medicare Advantage service area, or a plan leaves your county. In these situations, you can get a Medigap plan without health questions. The part that causes confusion is thinking guaranteed issue covers every switch. It doesn't. These windows are specific and time sensitive. A lot of people hear the word anytime and assume guaranteed approval comes with it. It doesn't. I see people get frustrated when they learn they don't fall into a guaranteed issue category, especially when a friend switched easily. But that friend may have had a qualifying event. These rights are real, they're helpful, but they are not universal. This is where state rules make everything more complicated. Some states offer what's called a birthday rule or an anniversary rule. These allow you to switch to an equal or lesser Medigap plan with reduced or no underwriting. Not everyone lives in one of those states, but when these protections exist, they make switching easier. There are also trial rights. This applies when someone tries Medicare Advantage for the first time and wants to return to a Medigap plan. In that situation, underwriting is usually waived. This is why I always say not to compare your situation with someone in another state. Medicare is federal, but Medigap switching rules are not. State laws can be the reason one person switches easily while another is declined. With all these different rules, it's easy to see why people get confused. The biggest misunderstanding is thinking switching Medigap plans is automatic. It isn't. Underwriting is usually required, and guaranteed issue applies only in specific situations. People are often surprised by the health questions, even though they've had the plan for years. Another misunderstanding is thinking guaranteed issue lasts forever. It doesn't. Once that window closes, the underwriting becomes the default. What's interesting is that underwriting surprises people every single time. No matter how many times I explain it up front, it still catches them off guard. And much of the confusion comes from comparing situations with friends or neighbors, but their rules may not apply to you. Let me show you how this plays out in real life. I've worked with people who wanted to move from a Plan F to a Plan G because the premium difference was noticeable. One person with COPD was declined in their state. Another person in a different state was approved but rated up. Same condition, completely different outcomes because the state rules were different. Here's another situation that shows why timing matters. Someone who had been on a Medicare Advantage plan wanted to switch to a Medigap plan during AEP. They applied for the supplement and assumed everything would go through smoothly. Before the underwriting decision came back, they switched back to original Medicare. The Medigap application was declined. AEP ended, and now they were on original Medicare with no supplement because they moved too early. If you're on a Medicare Advantage plan and you want to switch to a supplement, always wait for the Medigap approval before switching back to original Medicare. That timing mistake happens more than people realize, and it leaves them without coverage they were planning on. So how do you actually make this decision? Switching Medigap plans starts with knowing why you want to switch. Are you trying to lower your premium, reduce your out-of-pocket costs, or avoid copays? Once you know the reason, look at your health history. That will give you a realistic outlook on whether underwriting is likely to approve a switch. Next, learn your state's rules. Some states offer protections that make switching easier. Others follow the traditional underwriting process. And when you feel ready, apply. Nothing happens to your current plan unless you choose to switch after approval. If this helped you understand Medicare a little better, subscribe or share this video with someone who needs it. And I'll see you in the next one.